default is enabled in sites enabled, and you've edited the file so that it explicitly lists on your IP port. So that if you look in etc Apache 2 sites enabled, you will see a file called 000-default. In short, edit the default file, virtual host line, so that it has your IP and port 80. By default, it has just an asterisk in there, :80. So you need to change the asterisk, I think, to your IP address, and then reload Apache and refresh your web server, and it should fix it.
Where's the file again?
etc Apache 2 sites-enabled.
Do you have the slides to do that? Like,
I
think you do. HTTP server object?
H2, did I do it in there?
Sure.
So you said that virtual host to your IP address?
Was it, or wait, is that DNS you were looking at?
I guess I don't have the
Is it the one that's
slides to do that, but we can look here.
So you're gonna be asking to keep your IP there?
I don't know.
etc Apache 2 sites enabled. So that this default file should be there. The only line you need to change is this one at the top. It has to have your IP address.
Oh, okay.
Okay, everyone else that just fell asleep when I was saying that, look at it because you're going to ask me the same question when you get to that assignment.
Which one was the assignment?
HTTP host.
Oh, okay,
And then you reload Apache, and then load up the the other thing, did I put that here in the assignment? It should not show. So the important thing here is document root. So where is it going to look if someone comes in that it doesn't match one of my other virtual host files? That means it matches this one, and will go serve pages out of var www.html. You can change that to wherever you want again. So I think I put in var www.html, I put an index page that says, yay, this is the default page, something like that. That might be useful to you. I think there is one there by default anyways, but I like to put my own page there.
What's the command to restart Apache again?
Sudo service Apache 2 reload. Okay, other questions? Things we need to debug or troubleshoot? Yeah.
So if we like miss a couple points on our grade and I go back and fix it, we just like call, you.
Send me an email. Yep, because I'm not going to go back and look at it unless you guys tell me. Once there's a grade recorded in Canvas, I'm not going to go back and look at it unless you guys tell me, whether it's a 0 or anything. Yeah. So, thank you. And like I say, I do turn those auto graders off after a while, just so because I think or hope that everyone's done a system install 1 and 2, and probably users in groups. So I'll turn those off. If you're still working on them, then get everything working correctly and then tell me to go back and run it. And I'll run it manually. I'm not going to turn it back on. I'll run it once. So hopefully you get everything fixed before I turn off the auto grader, so it's a little easier for you and me. Okay, any other questions? Assignments? No? Good? How are you guys doing? I haven't seen everyone's request for DNS subdomain, DNS Simple 2. You're supposed to send me an email requesting a subdomain for DNS Simple 2. I know maybe I've got half of yours, or actually I probably only got 6, 7 people's requests, so.
I'll set that up today. I think they're all sad that I already took a test last night.
No questions.
Man,
All right, I must be a good teacher. No
I
questions.
might have a question, I just have to.
I got so
check to see if you
confused
have
on
it.
the instructions on how to send you that, so I was like,
Wants it in binary notation?
yeah.
Yeah.
You have to ask me, like,
Do binary next time. Okay. Then,
Do we want to
I'm gonna talk about something else. Okay, I'm gonna go on the short schedule for, well, I'm just kidding. Today is September, what is it, 20th? So, I've already pretty much talked all I want about system resources. We've talked about cron jobs. We talked about CPU hog and mem hog and how you can't Google for how to run those because there won't be any answers. So I suggested today that we have DNS Simple 2 done, and then by Monday have system resources done. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the next one, which is SMTP remote. Okay, we're bouncing back. Flip back and forth from one topic to the next, but I like it that way. So, okay. This one, remote email. Okay, so remote email. Up until this point, maybe, hopefully, it's kind of if you're kind of way behind, then it's kind of hard to understand why we're talking about what we are. Hopefully, you have SMTP simple done. That's our first and only email assignment so far. And at this point, we should be able to send email messages from our mail server out and back, and receive it on the mail server, right? Okay. So let's review these terms again. What's MUA stand for? Mail user agent.
Yes.
Let's do that. Oh, okay, that's better. That's better. Mail user agent. And what's an example of a mail user agent?
Google,
Chrome.
Gmail.
Chrome.
All right, fine.
Mozilla,
Yeah.
Thunderbird.
Thunderbird, right? Okay, so right now, for SMTP simple, the MUA that we were using was
CLI.
MailX, yeah, mail utils package or something like that, command line interface, that was our mail user agent, and it would interface with MTA, which MTA stand for?
There's no transfer.
An example of which is, yeah, Outlook would be, but the one we used was XM, EXIM, was our mail transport agent. So we would interface with that, and it would then send the message out to the internet, to the mailbox, remote mailbox. If we were sending from a remote mailbox to our mail transport agent that's listening on port 25, it would receive that message, and then MDA, what's that?
Mail dispatch.
Good, yes. Mail delivery agent, which, this is kind of rolled into one in XM. We have our transport agent, we have our delivery agent. As you were setting up XM, it asked you, how do you want to store these mail messages? Do you want it in MBOX format, or do you want it in mail directory in the user's home? I don't know, something weird like that. Anyway, mail delivery agent is in charge of placing the messages inside of the user's mailbox. Okay, so we've done all that. The part that we've missed is this part. Well, kind of. You could have actually used the mail user agent to read the message right out of your mailbox. But we want to set up a remote mailbox server, or another way of saying that is we want to configure a different mail user agent that can go in and retrieve our mail messages so that we can have something a little nicer to be able to see our messages. That's what we're doing. Okay, lost this. Great. So here's our two protocols, two standard protocols that are available for remote email access, IMAP and POP. IMAP, Internet Message Access Protocol, and POP is Post Office Protocol. And we mentioned these the other day, and in fact, on your SMTP simple assignment, if you recall, I said, yeah, it's going to throw some errors saying these ports are open, they shouldn't be open, or vice versa. These ports should be open and they're not. That's because they're really checking to see if you've set up for the next assignment. Anyway, so IMAP essentially is where I can go interact with the messages on the mail server. All the messages reside on the mail server, and you create folders and directories over there. When your client, such as Outlook, retrieves the message, it's just showing you the message that's on the server. Versus pop, all messages are downloaded from the server to your local machine. Has anyone set these up on your Google account?